Hey guys, Jordan Savage here. I just want to come to you really quick and kind of talk about how competitive the market is and what we can do to still get an offer accepted. So, excuse me, I just got this. It's the most up-to-date information for this month. It's March right now, or yeah, sorry, March. So this came out March 4th, Friday. I'll kind of zoom in on this a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. But this is the market trend report. So this is actually from all the properties in February and kind of how everything shook out here. So a couple of things that are relevant on here. This is for Anchorage, 86 active properties on the market for single family as of yesterday. So really super low inventory, and kind of how we know that is if you look over here on the right, that's absorption rate. And that is how many months of inventory we have, right? So when absorption rate is red, you can see down here on the bottom here, I'll kind of highlight it. When it's red, that hard favors sellers, right? Because there's no inventory. Therefore, you have a ton of potential buyers going after the same property, and that just drives prices up, right? And so that's why we're seeing, a 20% increase in value year over year within the municipality of Anchorage and in the Valley. And some parts are higher, right? That's just overall. So when we're looking at these properties and they're 350 to 399, and you're looking at how many there are, so 350 to 399, there's only 4 homes on the market in the whole municipality, right? And we're pending them at a 94% clip. So over the last month, there were 66 total properties that immediately got absorbed, immediately got bought. And you're seeing a lot of times that the price to sale ratio is over 100%, 101%, 450 to 499, 99%. And so really going anything over or under list price 99% of the time, it's just not going to work, right? So typically we're going way over price. And then let's hit on the Valley really quick. And it's just more of the same over here. They've got a little bit more inventory. When you look over here on the side, like in the 500 to 549 range, basically 550, they've got 1.1 months of inventory. But anything under that, you got 1 month of inventory here. So if new houses don't hit the market, we're not going to see prices stop increasing. And then I wanted to show you this before we dive into how I'm going to thwart that. Is this property just came on the market. I showed this house yesterday, and I showed this house a couple years ago. So yesterday, and I know they already have at least one offer. So this property is listed for $379,900. So let's just call it $380,000, right? Which is not a terrible price for an 1,800 square foot home, 3-bed, 2-bath. But I want you to take a look at this 2 years ago. 2 years ago, this property closed for $297,000, right? So let's pop back over here. $379,000, $297,000. That's a 28% increase in just a short couple years time, right? So, and back then they got a couple $1,000s in closing costs paid, probably didn't pay for the appraisal, right? The market was just different. We had a lot more inventory, and it was a little bit easier to get a buyer into a property. It wasn't, I wouldn't necessarily call it a buyer's market or a seller's market. We were kind of in the middle back then, but now it's definitely going hard the other way. Okay, so with that being said, I want to kind of talk to you a little bit about what we can do to win in heavy competition. So a lot of you guys, if I've written you an offer in the past, typically the first thing we're going to talk about doing is an escalation clause. So let's just role play here and say the price is $400,000. This is how I write the escalation clause. So in the event there are other offers that are acceptable to the seller prior to this offer being accepted, the offered purchase price shall automatically be increased so that the net proceeds to the seller will be $500 better than any other offer not to exceed $430,000. Now we can pump this up. Anything's better than nothing, right? But 1,000 is going to be a little bit better than 500. So the higher we can go on this, the better. But the crucial word in here, and this is where I hedge it for you, is I'm capitalizing net, right? So the net proceeds is the purchase price minus any seller concessions. So say somebody writes an offer for $410,000 and they want us to escalate to $410,500, but the other offer is asking for closing costs and we're not, right? That net goes down. So really, say they're asking for $2,000 in closing costs, that $410,000 offer minus the $2,000 is now $408,000, right? So then we would only need to be at 408.5 to beat them. So that's how I'm trying to protect you so that people aren't just saying, oh, well, yeah, I mean, they offer 410. You guys said you'd go up to 415. Let's do 410.5. I actually asked that they send me that offer so that I can net it out myself and make sure that you guys aren't overpaying. The other thing that we can do that really gives a seller a warm fuzzy is the appraisal gap clause. The cool thing for this is appraisals are coming in. I can't guarantee you that we're going to come in and that you're not going to have to pony up some of this cash. I can't guarantee you that. But if the house appraises for what we offered and where we get the offer accepted, this doesn't even kick in. But what it does for the seller is it kind of provides them some assurance that you're offering this money and they're going to at least get part of that money. The next thing that I like to do is the buyer home inspection clause. This really kind of keeps us focused and lets the seller know we're not trying to mine their equity on a bunch of unnecessary repairs. But these are the big repairs anyway, health, life, and safety items. So health, life, and safety is going to be anything, you know, electrical that could hurt you. Got to have heat, got to have hot water. Those kind of items fall under this category. So you're really not giving up as much as you think, but it's kind of a goodwill effort to let the seller know that we're really serious about this property and we're not going to nickel and dime you on a bunch of little repairs. And it goes a long way. The other thing you can do is you can increase your earnest money. So let's say the home's selling for 400,000. Typically 1% earnest money would be 4,000, but that doesn't mean you can't put in more money, right? So you can do 6, 7, 8,000. You can double up the earnest money, and that's really no skin out of you because we're still going to get a home inspection. And if you want to walk away post home inspection, you can, and you're going to get that money back. And it goes towards your down payment and closing costs. So if you just want to lock that money up and know that it's in a trust account ready for closing, you can do that, and it buys you a little bit of goodwill as well. The last thing is closing costs. So you can actually pay for some or all of the seller's closing costs if you want. It's actually gaining in prevalence lately. A lot more people are doing this, where maybe they'll say, hey, we'll pay for $1,000 of the seller's closing costs, or we'll pay for $2,000. I've seen people pay up to $10,000. And so it's just how competitive the market's getting. But, you know, I want to hop back over here real quick, and you start looking over where these numbers are at and how little inventory is. And then you check out this screen where there's a cost of waiting. They call it the waiting tax, is what everybody's referring to it as now. So it's like buying now versus buying later. It might seem like you're overpaying, but I just don't know where the inventory is going to come up to ease this thing. And so until inventory comes up or something major happens that changes the economy, this is kind of what we're going to be living in, you know, because there's a lot of sellers that just refied last year, low interest rates, and that just don't want to sell because they're in a great position. So I just wanted to go over that with you guys real quick and kind of let you know what I'm thinking and why the market's so competitive. So when we go to write your offer, you're in a really educated spot where you kind of know, hey, Jordan's just trying to have my back, and I'm not trying to put you in a bad position. I just want to make sure that we're writing offers to where we can win. So I appreciate you guys so much. And if you have any questions on any of these things, give me a holler anytime, 907-230-8537. And I'd love to talk through any of this stuff with you guys. All righty, bye-bye.